start rolling about 4 months, about a third of a year, about
That's what I
4
thought.
months when everything comes on. These shillers going on YouTube where people follow. Some people don't like to do their own research. They want to be a little bit of sheepish. That's fine. There's no reason why you can't be a sheep. Follow what somebody does. Once something gets onboarded and these individuals are shilling their own bags, because a lot of these guys who don't talk about it are secret investors, secret sacrificers. A couple of them got found out because of all their doxing themselves a little bit. People kind of know what their wallets do. Anyways, that's fine. That's no problem. But once things get going, things going about 3 or 4 months, that snowball will start to rise exponentially. You're going to weed out a lot of people that want to cash out fast. You're going to people are going to go 5 to 10x. People are like, this is crazy. My $100 just gave me $1,000. I'm out. Or my $300.
Oh yeah, I mean you'll get a lot of those on day one.
You're going to shake them. They're going to shake them, man. But if you stay long, like I tell my own boarders, hey, look, 24 months minimum. You want to really change your life? Wait 3 years, 4 years, but 24 months will be an amazing portion, or amazing opportunity to take a small portion to, do what you got to do with it. Stay that long haul, son.
I personally, I don't mind telling people this either. I don't really give it. I only have like $2,000 sacrificed, so I don't have a problem holding through. I feel like you're right, like at least 24 months. I think I'm not really sure how much 2,000 is going to make me on this, but it seems like if it goes right, like we're all going to be pretty happy with it.
There's a conservative estimate between 200 and 500x the first 24 months. So take your money, multiply it by 200 to 500, then you got your possibility.
Right. And I'd be happy with that. I think I'd be happy with that. I think anybody would.
Yeah,
especially those that sacrifice a lot.
I agree with what you said, James, with, if everybody onboarded at least one person, I mean, dude, this thing is going to definitely go to the moon,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because we've got, 100 something thousand, wallets to sacrifice to Pulsex. There was, I forget the
I thought it was 40,000.
No, there was, I think there was.
Yeah, it was 38,000 for Pulsex and 140,000 for Pulsechain.
Right.
No, I think it was backwards. It was the opposite. Yeah, it was 40,000.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was
the opposite. It was 100 something thousand for Pulse X.
That makes sense though, because people missed out on Pulse and they're like, oh shit, I don't want to miss this one. So yeah, makes sense.
Well, and then you've got a ton of people waiting for launch that couldn't, or missed out, or couldn't sacrifice.
Oh, right.
Or, for the either sacrifice. So I would say we've probably got a solid 200,000. And if each of those people onboarded one person, that's 400,000. I mean, dude, like we're starting off with more users than any other project in my research that I've been able to find.
Yes, sir, James Crypto. Being a sacrificer.
Now, what were you gonna say? Being a sacrificer, what?
Well, the supply of Pulse X comes only from the sacrificers. The total USD value of the sacrificers. So there's gonna be no more coins in existence after the point like the sacrifice phase was over. So from now on, all the coins that are gonna get generated in the circulated supplies are gonna be burnt for fees, from fees. Yeah, we have total control of all the circulating supply. The people who sacrifice.
The sacrificers have the total control of all the coins, which is about 150 trillion coins, and it's a buy and burn mechanism. So my question, basically, eventually, a couple years from now, when token is going to keep burning, and it's going to be low demand, is it going to get to a point where the gas fees are going to get expensive because the tokens are going to become lower? So then there's going to be supply demand. The tokens are going to be more expensive, and is that going to cause the gas fees to be more expensive, like Ethereum is now? Because obviously, when Ethereum came out at 32 cents, people didn't complain about gas fees, but now that it's $2,000 to $3,000, it's more expensive. So I'm confused about this. If somebody can clarify for me, please.
Yeah, the early use of Pulse will be a fraction of a penny, of course. As it gets adopted and used, like you said, over time, Pulse will get more expensive, of course. But it's not going to be the absorbently expensive as Ethereum, because it's proof of stake, not proof of work. There's not Ethereum miners being paid for their service in solving complex equations. Proof of stake concept, proof of stake fact. It's a different use case. So while it will get more expensive, it won't get exponentially expensive like Ethereum has.
Hey, whoever was talking about that earlier, can you expand on what you're going to say? You said something about a sacrificers. I just wanted to hear the thought you had.
Yeah, Crypto Drone here. So the guys that you see here, including yourself, as far as being a sacrificer, OGs in the near future. A lot of us got 10,000 PLS per dollar, and similar to Pulsex. So the individuals adopting these things afterwards, they're getting on board, getting a good deal, of course, with a tier one network that's going to do really well. But anybody who sacrificed has taken the risk or what have you. And if they don't have paper hands, if they have those diamond hands, you're going to be talking to ones 2 years from now that's going to be talking about, like, oh yeah, I sacrificed, and they're going to hear about the sacrificers, and people are going to ask, what's a sacrificer? And people are going to be like, well, they didn't buy Hex at they didn't buy Pulse at a half a penny, or whatever, or a penny or 2 cents. They didn't buy it at a penny. A couple years ago they got 10,000 per dollar. So yeah, those guys are sitting pretty. They took the chance, and if you didn't sell out at 100x or 500x, those ones will, because you know how many people have absolutely regretted selling their Hex when it went to a penny or 2 cents or 3 cents. Went to that 600 or 700x, 1,000x. A lot of people sold out at 1,000x, but 10,000x could have had 10,000 more.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't want to be that person for this. I really don't.
So you think about it, it's going to be hard. I mean, we think it's going to be easy, but we don't see the future. See, you're going to look at a 700x, whatever money you put in, times 700, and it's going to have a lull for maybe a little while. There's maybe a price won't move. Maybe it's going down for 7 months. Maybe it's gone down, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, I've lost $30,000 in 7 months." Oh, maybe it's found its top. Maybe it's found its peak, and people are going to sell out. They're going to get nervous. They're going to sell out. Maybe not all, but maybe portion. And people got to live. People want to enjoy some things, so they're going to sell out. But if they stay that long haul, 24 months, 3 years, and don't happen to sell anything, the potential is life changing, generational changing.